long-awaited Sledge. Okay, so there's a story behind this truck, and we're going to go over that later. I had a really hard time getting this thing. So I hope that it lives up to the name. I've seen all the YouTube videos. I've seen everyone bashing it. There's a ton of vids on this truck, and you're probably sick of looking at this truck. But you haven't seen it off the death ramp. That's why you came here to Thunder RC. We don't play around. We're going to give this thing absolute hell today. First impression, I really like this truck. I like the way it looks. I'm not going to do any crazy talks on it, speech on it, because I know you've seen it. But what I am going to do is show you what I do to the truck right out of the box. This is what I do. Must be a big raccoon out there or something. That's a Texas-sized raccoon out there. You need a baseball bat for those, man. Anyways, there's always stuff rattling around this building. Possums the size of my car, and Texas is a totally different planet, y'all. So what I did with this truck right out of the box, you know, I put a 4S LiPo and a 6S LiPo in it, and I just wasn't getting the power band that I wanted. I took out this Traxxas VXL ESC. You know, I'm not going to knock it and say it's complete garbage, but it is weak. It's lacking power. Y'all all know this ESC it's just not up to par. Not for my bashing and my preference. So what I went ahead and did, let me take the body off and show you. And this body's really cool. I'm still learning how to take it off. It's super easy. Boom! Look at what we did here. Alright, so what I put in this truck is the 160 amp Spectrum ESC. Way better than that Traxxas stock ESC system. I soldered on an XT90 connector. And everything else is bone stock, y'all. I haven't played around with suspension or the diffs. It's all right out of the box. Just way more power from the ESC. Same pinion. We're going to be running on 6S. And you'll see my chicken wire there. That's just something I do. Very, very secure. This ESC will never come off the truck. I don't care if you run it into a brick building. This ESC is not leaving the truck. So I'm not all about looks sometimes. I'm about durability. Another thing I did was I took the Traxxas radio off. I'm not knocking the Traxxas radio. It's okay for an out-of-the-box radio, but it's just too laggy. So I went ahead and put my Spectrum DXC5 on there and Spectrum receiver. Got all my sub-trim set and everything is dialed in. So we're going to send this thing huge. So I like running single packs. 2 batteries in a car does not make any sense to me at all, especially when you're hard bashing out there. That's just more room for failure. So I use a single pack. This is a Umi LiPo 6500 milliamp, and it almost fits this truck. Look at this. I really like this battery design and the way it snaps into place. Check it out. It's just a little too fat. Ever so slightly. So you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do another mod here. I think that if I grind a bit of this meat off and make this a little bit thinner in here, we'll have it. Okay, y'all know how big a single cell 6500 milliamp 6S battery is. Look at that fit, y'all. It is perfect. It is snug as can be. Takes a little elbow grease getting it in there, but it does snap in. That battery is not moving. That is the perfect fit. I'm going to put the little pins in there. All you have to do is grind this sucker down a bit. Like I said, it's tight, guys, but it is a perfect fit. See, I just made this basically thinner. I took a lot of the meat out with a grinder, and it fits. That's all I had to do. Clean as a whip. Is the Sledge really worth the hype? Is it really worth the $800 that you spend on it? You're going to find out. Let's go do it. The poor Sledge don't know what it has coming. The death ramp might claim another victim. And the legend of the FedEx was way hardcore. So this truck has really impressed me. It does live up to the name. Traxxas Sledge is a beast. I even had a little bit of a nose heavy landing off the death ramp, and I don't see any problems, guys. Chassis is still perfectly straight. Handles really good out of the box. Suspension needs a little bit of tuning, as always. I might change up the weights, maybe the pistons. There's a little after bounce, but I mean, considering how high I'm jumping this thing with this heavy 6S pack in it, it is really taking it good, guys. And so far, the tires have held up a lot better than I thought they would. Knock on wood, I don't know how much longer they'll last. But everything's good. The servo does seem a little slow to my liking, but that's okay. It's taking it. This truck is definitely stout. Is it better than the Creighton 6S CXB? I'd have to say yes. And there's two reasons for that. One are the diffs are a lot stronger. I know for a fact out of the box. And you know, it drives and handles a lot like a Creighton 6S, but you've got the durability of like a Traxxas Max. I can tell right now with the way this thing is braced up and the beefiness of the arms, the durability of these plastics. This is a beast. It's a good truck. Well, Traxxas Sledge ate up the death ramp like it was nothing. All right, so there's a story behind getting the sledge. My buddy Scott did me a huge favor. He had a hobby store near his house, and the US Traxxas rep was there, and he managed to get a sledge for me. I sent him the money for the sledge, and he was going to overnight it to me via FedEx so that I could have it for you guys a lot sooner, about 2 weeks ago. On the way here, when it flew and landed into Dallas, what happened is the truck was stolen. There was no way of tracking it. It kept saying it was out for delivery, and it never showed up. I kept waiting for it, it never showed up. And it took a week to get that matter resolved until FedEx admitted that it was lost and that it was gone. So the sledge, my first sledge, got stolen, and Scott bought another one. Now he had that sledge insured, so FedEx is paying him the money back for the full price of the sledge, which is $900, and had to ship me this one overnight, and this one actually made it. So that is why it took me so long to get this truck. But I'm not complaining. It was definitely worth the wait. This thing is an absolute animal. It's a beast. I will be doing some tuning to the shocks. The suspension needs a little work, but other than that, this thing is a beast. It's a blast to drive. I couldn't even put the controller down. All I wanted to do was jump it some more. I highly recommend the Traxxas Sledge. It does seem a little pricey for an RTR, especially for an 8 scale. And it's almost the price of an X-Max, but to be honest with you guys, I would much rather own this than an X-Max. Traxxas Max was dope, but this thing is on another level. Finally, someone comes out with the Truggy platform that you can really bash hardcore out of the box without any mods or upgrades. I mean, yeah, I put in a different ESC just because I wanted to. But the diffs, everything, this truck is solid, y'all. It's a blast. I love this body design. Look at that. Come on, guys, look at that. Check that out. Look at that thing. The body didn't come off once. No fumbling around with body clips. I know all the other Traxxas designs, X-Max body pops off. Even the Max body pops off. This thing has held up. This truck, in my opinion, is worth owning 2 of them. In fact, I probably will own 2 of them. Definitely the best Traxxas vehicle to date. As always, thank you so much for watching. You know what to do. Peace out.